As we journey into part 2 of our webinar, we're going to be talking about ACL tears by the numbers. And I think you'll start to see that they're pretty astounding. And you'll start to understand why we at Dynamic Health and Fitness are placing a lot of emphasis on this and doing the best we can to educate the community on this, on how we can start to prevent these injuries. So around 70% of athletic injuries associated with sports are ACL tears. Between athletes between the ages of 15 and 25, there are over 37,500 injuries per year. Women are up to 10 times more likely to tear their ACL than men, and we'll talk a little bit about why that is further in the webinar. And lastly, it takes 6 to 9 months, as mentioned earlier, to recover from an ACL surgery. And that is a really, really, really long recovery time. If you're an athlete looking to pursue a college scholarship, if you're a college athlete or a high school athlete competing for a position, or even if you're just an everyday active individual, sitting on the sidelines or sitting, on the couch at home and in the chair at home, we know, and a lot of you I'm sure know from being hurt before, is not fun, not enjoyable, and it's disappointing that it would have to happen and have to be that way. So that's why we really want to be focusing on staying proactive rather than reactive when it comes to these knee injuries. The next piece here, and this gets its own slide because this is pretty astounding too, is even after coming back from, so if you've injured your ACL and you've rehabbed, getting injured, having another ACL injury in the same or opposite knee, you're 15 times more likely to have to tear the same or opposite ACL within the first year of coming back. And that statistic right there is when we can kind of look at and say, okay, maybe some of these rehab programs aren't really as up to par as they could be, or as doing a good of a job as they could be. And then the previous numbers will kind of show, well, maybe some of these training programs too that these teams are going through or these athletes are going through are just simply not up to par, especially when it comes to preventing injury.